Zionism has a history, and in the late 19th century, through 1948, and even through 1967 to a smaller degree, there were anti-state Zionists, that is to say, Zionists who believed that it was important for the Jewish people to be revitalized, to have a spiritual life, to have a renewed cultural life. But they were against a state, and they were against territory. And in fact, there were fights among Zionists about whether or not it would destroy Jewish spiritual values to establish a state and a territory for the Jewish people. So there were anti-state Zionists, there were cultural Zionists, there were people who were Zionists who believed in a binational state, that is, a liberal democracy in 1948 that would be one state, binational, which would guarantee equal rights to all people regardless of religion, race, and background. Graphic advantage of Jews, and which has kept the Palestinian people in a state of dispossession, subjugation, and violent subordination for several decades. The subjugated people of Palestine rise up against the state powers. So many Israelis say, oh, look, you see, they hate the Jews. It's like, do they hate the Jews, or are they fighting a colonial power? The most effective form of international pressure has been the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement. On the basis of their nationality. Let me repeat, not individuals on the basis of their nationality. So it is not against Israeli persons, people who have Israeli citizenship, 20% of whom are Palestinians, by the way, but against corporations, institutions, Israeli state-funded institutions that are complicit with the occupation. That is their stated goal. If, as an anti-Zionist, I say, I would like to see a different state formation. I would like to see a state with a real constitution that was the state of all the people. The right to return. Am I asking for a violent destruction? Or am I asking for a radical restructuring of the state so that it can, for the first time, be a democratic state? So destruction of the state of Israel is not the same as destruction of the Jewish people. No, the Jewish people will be much safer living on conditions of equality with all the inhabitants of the land. They will be much safer if they live equally with Palestinians, and Palestinians are given full freedom, equality, and justice.